guys, what's up? It's Wang and saying here, doing a Dirty Bomb gameplay, and I had a different idea for this kind of video. So I saw one of the YouTubers I watch, kAndyREW, does gameplays, and he tells a true story while the game goes in the background. So I thought this would be a great idea. I actually have a really cool story. So I was thinking I could tell you guys that story with some Dirty Bomb gameplay in the background. Just something different, spice things up, so tell me what you guys think, and let's get into it. For the Dirty Bomb gameplay, I'm using some Cobalt Kira and some Cobalt Nader. I'll have the loadout cards pop up on the screen so you know what loadouts and augments I'm using when each perk is being played. Alright, so let's get into this story. So, this happened about a year ago. I was a junior in high school. I'm now a senior in high school. So I was taking this girl on a date, right? So from work, I work at a country club. I work as a tennis pro, and she took some tennis lessons, and I kind of met her that way. So we decided that we were gonna meet up. We were always texting back and forth for a while. Actually, more during my sophomore year. And junior year, I kind of decided this is kind of fall, winter season. I was gonna take her on a date, right? So we decided that we're going to go to Panera and then Menchie's. I hope you guys know what those are. Panera is like a nice little restaurant, and Menchie's is an ice cream place, which is very popular in the US, at least where I live. So, getting ready, you know, I don't take that long to get ready. I got to shower beforehand, you know, do a little bit to my hair, you know, get stuff ready, and I'm getting ready, and she sends me a text. She's like, yo, is it okay if my friend comes with us? And I'm like, ah, shit. Like, what's going on? Like, who brings their friend on a first date? But, you know, I was just trying to be chill, and like I was like, yeah, sure, it's fine. Like I'll still pick you up at your house, right? She's like, yeah. So I drive over to her house. It took me a little bit to get there. I was a little flustered because I couldn't find the fucking house anywhere. So I get to the house, I pick her up, and you know the friend gets in the back of the car. And I'm kind of looking at this friend. I'm like, this girl reminds me of something. I'm like, where have I seen her before? And to this day, I still think she looks like the shorter version of this really hot girl in my school. So I'm like, what the hell, guys? Like, I just got the wrong chick. Like, there's the super hot one, and then there's the one I'm not actually taking on the date. And I'm just like, ah, shit. So that wasn't fun. So, like, we're driving to Panera. It's a pretty quick drive. And I kind of feel bad for this friend sitting in the back because, well, what the hell are you going to do? Like, you're third wheeling, right? So I was trying to make small talk, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm a great driver. As I say this, I run straight through a stop sign. So I'm like, oh, shit, like, I'm so sorry. I've never done that before. I'm, like, super flustered now. You know, I'm normally pretty calm during these. I've been on a couple dates, so this is just not going so well already. So we finally get to Panera, and the way the Panera is set up, when you walk straight in, there's like the cash registers where you order. Then over to the left, there's a counter. If you order any soup and sandwiches, you pick that up. There's kind of a barrier, and on the cross side of the barrier is a lounge area where you can sit and eat your food and have some privacy from the people ordering. So we go in and we order, and my date wants to buy her little sister something to take back. And I was like, what the hell? I was a little confused, but she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll pay for it. I'm like, okay, cool. My friend paid for herself, so like, that was all good. Of course, you know, I got like chicken noodle soup. That's amazing. So we go over and we wait by this counter to get our food, and like it takes them a couple minutes to make it fresh. And as we kind of walk over there, they see this other girl and this mom, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it's you. I don't remember her name. And it's another girl from their school, and they go to an all-girls school. All three of the girls go to the same school, and the mom. So I'm like, great, like what the fuck, like why? Just okay, like I get saying hi, but you know, saying hi turned from like, you know, a 30-second thing into 5 minutes, and then our food got here, and then we end up sitting with them. So at this table, it is me, my date, my date's friend, my date's other friend, and that friend's mom. So we got a bunch of women all, you know, at this table with me, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So it's a little cold, and I'm wearing my varsity letterman jacket, and the girls are kind of talking about their teachers, like, I know what the hell's going on. They're like, oh, this teacher's such an asshole. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't go to your school. So I'm just kind of awkwardly sitting there eating my soup. And the mom, like, kind of picked up on this. Like, I can kind of tell. Because she starts asking me, like, oh, so, what sports do you play? And I was like, oh, you know, I play tennis. Like, I'm, like, on a date with this mom. It's just, like, a 45-year-old woman I'm on a date with while these three girls just talking to me. I'm just kind of mind blown. Like, you know, this is like the first 10 minutes of the date, but, you know, don't worry, this is going to get even better. So, you know, it's just kind of late at night, around like 7 p.m. It's kind of like a dinner thing. And then I see the door open, and I see this little girl walk in. I'm like, oh shit, this girl looks really familiar. And it's the little sister of one of my ex-girlfriends. And I've become pretty good family friends with them, and like, I know her and the whole family. There's 2 sisters and the one I dated. And I was like, holy shit, that's her. Like, what the hell? And she sees me, like, obviously, because her whole face lights up, and she's waving to me and stuff. And I was like, oh my god. And then right in after is their other sister and my other ex-girlfriend. So I'm like, oh, shit. Like, way to make this more awkward. Like, I'm on a date, ex-girlfriend and her family walks in. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So the youngest one is super excited to see me, and I'm kind of trying to be discreet about saying hi, because, you know, I don't want to bring it to the forefront of my conversation, or lack thereof, of a conversation with my group of people that, you know, my ex-girlfriend has showed up. So, you know, I'm just kind of chatting, I kind of discreetly say, oh, hi, how's it going? And the little girl keeps jumping over the barrier between where you wait for your food by the counter and the other Aryans constantly waving to me. I'm just like, oh no, like, they've got to notice at some point. Like, my date has to notice this 8-year-old girl just constantly waving to me. So they eventually get their food, and they sit in an adjacent booth to us, and she's just peering over the side, waving to me. She's just so happy to see me. Because, like, I know them, I'm good family friends, so, I mean, it wasn't, like, a weird thing, but it kind of amplified the fact that I was on another date. So I'm just like, holy shit, this is, like, the craziest thing ever. So, like, you know, we decide, like, we wrap up the Panera. I'm like, thank fucking Christ. Like, I'm so sick of this whole Panera shenanigans. So like, oh, we're still going to mention, and she's like, oh, I gotta get the food back to my sister. I'm just like, so we're just getting Panera and I'm taking you home? And she's like, yeah, is that okay? I'm like, sure. At this point, I'm just like, this date is just, what the hell? Like, this could not get any worse. So I drive her home, and thankfully, you know, it kind of just ends there. I pull into her driveway, right? And the friend's like, oh, thanks for the ride, thanks for being very polite, gets out of the car, and it's just us in there. So, you know, I've been on quite a few dates, not a ton, but, you know, I'm not one of those people that, like, kisses on the first date, or, like, I would if it was a good date, but this was straight shit, like, there's no other way to put it. So, like, I didn't even really get out of my car to say goodbye to her. I kind of, like, leaned over, because I was driving, she was in the passenger seat, and went for a hug. She went straight in for that kiss, and I was just like, oh, shit. So it was one of those awkward kisses I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, wait, like, so she, like, kind of backs off. She's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What just happened? And she's like, oh, I really gotta go. So she comes in and kisses me again. I'm not ready. I'm still like, what the hell's going on? Like, this was not a good date by any standards. Like, why the heck are we kissing? It's in the car. It's uncomfortable. Just what is going on? So then she leaves, and I drive home. So I get home, right? And my parents are like, oh my god, like, what happened? Like, I was gone for 25-30 minutes tops, and everyone's like freaking out, like, what the hell happened? Like, did she just dump me or stand me up? And I was like, oh no, that was the whole date, all 25 minutes of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. That is the worst date of my life. I've never been on a worse date. I've been on some bad ones recently. I have some more stories about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed something different. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I hope we have enough gameplay to fill all this video. So catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Till I die.